Guys, that was a heck of a 5-day stretch. Hey, bring up the pass, but going up to Albuquerque, guys playing well early in the game and just watching that thing kind of fizzle away, knowing that you had our chances and to take advantage of them. And then you got to show up and you got to get it ready in 5 days from a team that's coming off a bye week. A team that's played some good teams. Really proud of the grit of our guys. We had some guys who played really banged up today. Logan Fife was really banged up. Peterson was banged up. There's a host of them. Jamal was banged up. I could go down the list, right? We had a lot of guys. So showed a lot of grit, a lot of tenacity. And it wasn't an easy game. We had chances early on. We turned the ball over, I believe right around the 5-6 yard line early in the game. We got a field goal when we were down on a first down. There was multiple things that we could have done to extend the lead early on. But the great thing is the guys stuck with it. They just kept their head down, just kept working the task at hand, and eventually we were able to pull away. But these two guys right here, these guys make coaches look a whole lot smarter. So we had some great individual performances, great collective team performances. It was good to see us, again show that resolve and be able to finish. So again, proud of the team.
Questions?
Coach, you talked about being banged up. Just curious, DK was out today. Did that happen during the week, or what's going on?
During the New Mexico game.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'll get some pictures taken this week, and we'll see. We have 12 days, so hopefully, we knew he wouldn't be able to go this week. Hopefully, it's something that's not long term, but we'll see kind of day to day.
Coach, you're 3-0 at home. Obviously, I remember just you saying in the press conference after the last game, it's going to be a real test to see how you guys come back and respond in this game. Just how does it feel knowing you guys were able to complete the mission here and remain undefeated here at home?
These are the kind of weeks that scare the heck out of coaches, because you just, you believe in your guys, but they're banged up, they went through some adversity. And as the week progressed and as we kept having conversations and I watched the way they worked, I knew they'd show up. It's one of those deals where, honestly, when we first walked out there and we had a short one Monday, Tuesday, there was a moment there where I looked around and was like, oh, wait a sec, we're starting to see ghosts out here, we got to get going. And they did, they heard the message, and then they handled the week well. So, again, just really proud of what they accomplished.
No, you go.
Go ahead.
Okay. TK came back, and he came back obviously a very big way.
Yeah.
Lead receiver tonight, over 100 yards. Just tell me what you feel like he adds to the offense now that he's here.
He's a dynamic playmaker. The best thing about him, though, is the way he practices. When you watch guys that are talented and then they've got just an average work ethic, kind of kills you. But when you see guys that are elite talent and they have an elite work ethic, and I think the thing comes down to loving the game. He loves the game. He loves to practice as much as he loves to play the game. That's a true competitor, and you saw it tonight. So it was really good to bring him back. Great spark, and proud of him. He did a great job tonight.
TK, just to tell me, you've had to wait a few weeks to make your team debut after transferring. Just tell me just what the past few weeks been like for you, not playing and just not coming back tonight.
Honestly, I spent these last couple of weeks just me and God. I've been trying to get closer to God, and you can't control everything. So a big thing about me, I was just trying to control what I can control and keep a level head.
Those deep plays, you had one over 40 yards and another one over 50 that set up some scoring drives. Just kind of take me through those plays and feel like, is that what you feel like you had the most to the team? Is that kind of explosive playmaking there?
You'll see that out of me a lot. That ball is in the air, I want it, and I'm going to go get it. So.
TK, obviously, just this team has been struggling just to find their offensive rhythm. It seems like you've been kind of a missing piece to this team just with what we've seen tonight. Just how does that feel?
It's a good feeling, but at the same time, I wouldn't say I was a missing piece. I feel like we just need some juice, really. Honestly, it comes down to us having energy and us coming together as an offense and executing plays.
Nateen, right?
Nate,
right? Yeah. That pick six there. Take me through that play. Just what you see there? Ball's kind of tipped in the air. And
we were a man. You pray for moments like that, and the opportunity came, and I worked my tail off to make plays like that. So just to be able to have that come to life, it was a surreal moment, and just going into the end zone, it was a blessing having my teammates around me and just seeing the fans go crazy.
It's been kind of rough going defensively against La Tech and UNM. You guys opened out over 1,000 yards in both those games, but you guys were able to bounce back kind of towards you guys' early season form tonight. What was missing from the past two games that you feel like you guys found again tonight?
We know who we are. I've said this a lot. We know who we are, and it's just we got to come out with passion and the love for the game. And we came out with that today, and that showed up. And you saw what we can do today.
Coach, just with your guys' run game, in the first half, you guys had 48 rushing yards, which is the most you guys have had in the past 3 games. You guys finished with 108. Kadarius had more than half of those. Just, do you feel like there's been kind of an answer to just your guys' run game? Just what was it about today that you guys were able to have that kind of performance in your run game?
It's just, there's things you just got to keep working on. I mean, it's one of those deals you can't just, throw the towel on it. We knew if we just keep pounding away, we've got a bunch of young linemen. We have 2 offensive linemen that are, they're out right now, original starters. And so it's one of those deals we just had to keep on working the problem. We kept getting better and better at it. You saw glimpses of it a week ago, at New Mexico. We had, I think we're over 50 yards on 13. And one of the things I told coaches, we got to commit to the run game a whole lot more. So, we handed the ball off quite a few more times. I mean, he had a nice run that got called back on a penalty. And so we just got to keep it. If you're going to win football games, in November, you're going to have to be able to run the football. So it's something we will continue to get work at and get better.
Nick brought this up before, but you guys are 3 wins into the year, same amount of wins you guys finished with at the end of the year, just 5 weeks into this season. Just how does that make you feel as a head coach, knowing what you guys can possibly accomplish this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I told Coach, when we shook hands after the game, they're like in the same spot we were. I mean, a year ago, you watch, you have a good group of guys, and then the portal comes and all that, and you just watch it just kind of go. The one thing about our guys last year is they competed, they played hard. We were always in games, towards the end. We just didn't have some of the guys we do now. So this year, after year, reflection, recruiting, adding more talent to the program. I mean, we have 3 wins right now, and we could have 4 wins. We could have 5 wins right now. I mean, there's not a game that we played where we weren't. I mean, both the last 2 games, we're in the 12-minute mark in the 4th quarter, and they're both in striking distance. So this is a team that's still growing. We haven't reached our peak potential yet. It's on us as coaches to make sure we keep putting them in positions to be successful. Yeah, I'm excited that we won tonight. It's great to be 3-0, but you know what? We'll wake up tomorrow and, as coaches, we'll just start watching the next team. And you kind of, it's funny, man. You hold on to those losses a long time and you enjoy the wins for a very short amount of time. So it's kind of the nature of the game, So, but I'm proud of these guys getting our, I think you were saying it's like, what? We're 3-2.
7 times since 1975.
Yeah, so I mean, that's like 50 years, I think, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we got to start getting rid of some of these crazy records.
For you, Tony. What were y'all trying to? For you, Tony. Logan, he nearly had a turnover there on the QB sneak. He was able to finish the game without one. Played a lot more cleaner tonight. 2 total touchdowns. Just how do you feel like he did? How do you feel like if some of his positive plays aren't negated by negative plays?
I thought he was really gutsy tonight. When you look at his overall performance, I mean, he got first downs with his legs. He scrambled out of the pocket, hit Kadarius down the sideline. He hit King a few times. I mean, I thought he played a tremendous game, especially being as banged up as he was. He was in a boot all week. I mean, literally, he'd walk out, take the boot off, put his cleat on in practice, put the boot back on. He did that all week. We had a physical therapist come in and work with him the day before the game. I mean, it was a gutsy performance. So I'm really, really proud of him. And and we did. I mean, collectively, we turned the ball over twice inside the 10-yard line. That can't continue to happen, or it's going to be tough to win games down the stretch. So tonight we were able to survive it, and that's a good thing.
He had a foot injury. Is that why he had the boot on?
Ankle sprain.
Ankle sprain. Got you. So we're sitting here at 3-2, almost halfway through the season. You guys are 3-0 at home. The remaining 3 games are pretty winnable. Missouri State, Kennesaw.
Every game's winnable and every game's losable.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally going to come down to our execution, the way we focus, the way we practice, the way we prepare. I mean, believe me, you can ask anybody on this team. We're not taking. I mean, there's nothing we can take for granted here at New Mexico State. I mean, you go back to the year that we won 10 games. I think we won like 6 or 7 of those games by less than 1 score. So it's going to be a dogfight.
And earlier today, Joe Fields got introduced as the incoming AD. He'll start on Wednesday. Just I kind of maybe asked you off record earlier in the week, but just officially, just how do you feel about the AD as he starts?
I feel great about it. I know the people on the committee were excited about him. He's a dynamic, young guy who's been very successful everywhere he's been. He's got a background as a college athlete. He's been around some very successful programs from Tulsa to Texas A&M, Syracuse. So when you have somebody who's got a background like that, who's dynamic and understands the landscape of college athletics, and he's got a lot of energy, you're excited. I mean, at the end of the day, he talked about it in his press conference today. We just need alignment. One of the biggest things since I've been here, we've had so much transition in all over the place. So I think having President Ferme in place with the direction he's taken this, our university, with Mr. Fields in place now as our athletic director, with a great support group around him. I think now we can kind of we can kind of set a vision, and set this place on a track, and I think that's so important right now.
With you guys trying to build the football program up and trying to generate more investment of it, does him being a football guy, an all Big East kid at Syracuse, played in the NFL, help at a place where maybe basketball has been more at a forefront recent years?
Yeah, but I would think that he understands the whole perspective. Basketball's important, football's important, soccer's important, baseball's important, and obviously you need to win at the big two, right? You got to win in basketball, you got to win in football. It generates funds and money and helps all the other programs out. But I think he's got a global perspective on it, and I don't think he's just a football guy or this and that. I think that he really he's been at some big places, so he understands the importance of all of our sports being successful.